What is up, YouTube? It is the Ville Outdoors here. Today is March 16th of 2023. It's been a while since my last outing, but I am almost wrapping up my spring break here, unfortunately. So while the weather is somewhat decent, I decided to get out and do a little bit of exploring. This is a section of a creek that I have never fished before. It's a delayed harvest trout stream, I can tell you that much. So we're going to be using artificial lures only. Live bait is not allowed to be used here, so just artificials. Going with my normal trout setup, ugly stick, elite 6-foot medium light, and then we have the Shimano Sedona 2500 HG reel on here, and then I still have that little Northland tackle jig that I finished wrapping up my last video with. So we're going to try and get on some stock trout today, obviously. As far as I know, it's been about a little less than a month since they stocked this stream, so there should still be some trout left in here. Being a delayed harvest trout stream, it probably is fairly pressured. Right now there is no one else out on the creek, at least at the parking sections that I passed through. I'm going to try and fish this whole stretch today. I'm off from work today, so I shouldn't be getting called in or anything like that. So we're going to have the whole day to fish this creek, walk up and down it, try and fish every hole that we see that might have a fish in it. I'm gonna walk upstream. I believe this is you can't fish down further. I believe this is, you can only go up from here. There might be a few spots that are able to be fished, but as far as I know, that rest of that downstream is all just normal stock trout waters, which are closed until the season starts here in Pennsylvania. So we're going to be fishing upstream. I believe that's the section we should be fishing. So let's get after it. If this doesn't work out, I do have a backup plan, but that backup plan isn't too close to here. So hopefully this works out today. So enough talking, let's get right into the fishing here. Start making some casts. Looks pretty decent under this bridge here, but I assume all the fish have already been caught out of here. Though people should be releasing them since this is delayed harvest. No one should be taking fish right now, so it should still be in here. No doubt about that. So let's make our way in here and let's get some casts rolling. Stay tuned and hopefully we get on some good fish today. Alright guys, I was able to find my first couple fish of the day in this hole in front of me. I switched up to a gold trout magnet. They didn't seem to be liking the purple Northland tackle jig too much. So I switched up to the trout magnet, hoping to get a little more of a natural imitation. I can feel the ice forming on my line right now. It's not as warm as they had advertised. Well, they did advertise it to be like 32 degrees at 8 o'clock, but I was expecting it to be a little warmer than 32. My hands are cold. I'm up to my knees in water right now. I got the waders on obviously, but still feels cold. A fish would make it a lot warmer though. Hopefully I can at least get a couple here. My first time fishing this creek. I'm not trying to break any records here. Just trying to learn the creek so I can come back and do better next time. But yeah, all I want is a couple. But we need to get a little bit warmer so we don't have to deal with this ice. Alright guys, the next hole down, I got my first bite of the day. Unfortunately I missed it, probably because my hands are half frozen solid, but it's alright. Gonna keep working these holes, jigging this trout magnet, and hopefully they'll come back. Oh, just had one dart past it. I don't know if I spooked him or if he was running for it. Let's get in there. Guys, fish on, fish on. Let's get in that here. Whew. Took long enough. My first fish of the day here. Hook popped right out, thankfully. And he got stuck on his tail. We're gonna have to fix him up there. Let's get you hooked, buddy. Alright, let me wet my hands. Let me handle this guy. First fish of the day right there. Alright guys, our first fish from this section of the creek. I'm going to go ahead and release him here in just a second. Now I'll show you what I caught him on as well. But our hands are already wet, so let's go ahead and get a hand on this guy. Not a giant, but pretty fish. So there he is. We're just going to go back and release him right down at our feet here. And he is good to go. It only took us about an hour and a half, but I finally got a fish on the board after numerous bites. I'll show you what I was using. Let me just grab my rod real quick. So I had this Berkley power worm I got a little while ago. Not my best rig job. I was using a smaller jig. I was getting some chases and some nibbles with no hookups. So that hook on there right now is actually from the Leland's Trout Slayer kit, the same company that makes the Trout magnet. It's a crayfish style jig that comes with the Trout Slayer kit, and they have these longer jig heads, so gives you a little more room to put the bait on. And the reason I did that is so the fish could bite further down the worm and still have a better chance of meeting up with the hook. It's still a 1/64 ounce hook, and it's slightly larger, so not ideal, but the way that the hook is a little bit longer and the same weight helps get that same drift to kind of look more natural, but not mess up too much. Could have rigged it a little bit prettier, but hopefully these stock trout don't care too much. I was able to get one on the board shortly after doing that, so hopefully that continues to work and we get more fish, but at least we got one. We got the skunk off. So let's get after it. Whew. Well, I can say the fishing is tough out here. I didn't think it was going to be easy, considering it's been almost a month since it was stocked. And being a delayed harvest, this place gets its fair share of pressure. I have seen 3 golden rainbows. All 3 are completely uninterested in the baits. I'm assuming they've already had hooks in their mouths. There's one directly in front of me at my 12 o'clock, kind of hugging that clay bank over there. There's one about 15 feet behind them, a little bit smaller. And I've been casting at these fish and trying to lead the cast into them, not casting directly at them. And they're just not interested. I've tried the trout magnet, I've tried the power worm, I've tried various other small jigs. Spinner probably wouldn't do the trick, probably too a little robust for them, especially in the slack water. The splash that it would make going in would just spook the fish. I think I still got a good bit more water to fish, so I'm gonna keep on walking. Only 2 fish on the board so far, and I think 1 or 2 other bites. Hasn't been the greatest, but like I said, it's been almost a month since they've stocked, so the amount of footprints that are on this bank gives me reason to believe that they've seen everything under the sun thrown at them in that time. But let's not get discouraged. Let's keep on fishing and hope for the best. Guys, fish on off the ledge. Off the ledge, I was able to wrangle this guy. Now I just got to get him up. Give him a little flip, and into the net he goes. There's a golden rainbow I was trying to target, but this guy picked up the power worm and got in the way. But that is number 2 for the day. Just gonna take a quick shot of this guy and then we're gonna let him go. Another nice little rainbow trout. Got him right on top of the mouth there. Alright, time to release this guy. I'm gonna try and wrangle him here. He's squirming quite a bit. Giving me a little gator death roll there. Alright. Got him out of the net at least. Now it's time to unhook him. Hook popped right out. One last look at our little rainbow trout there. And we're just going to drop him back in the water here. He's going to be good to go. Alright, once again, on the little power worm there. Gonna go ahead and get back in the water there. Golden rainbow sitting under that ledge. I'm gonna assume someone already caught him since he's probably been in here for a month. So he's probably not gonna want anything I'm throwing at him, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky. Well guys, the fishing hasn't gotten much better, but I did find a part of a deer skull. That's pretty cool. But we're still trying to find our way around here. Trying to explore new spots. See what we can find. Well, after the 3.5 hours it took us to fish up this stretch, I'm going to fish my way back, but this time I'm going to use a spinner, something a little bit faster moving, to balance out the slower paced stuff I used on the way up. So we'll see how that goes. Not the way I wanted the day to turn out. I might try and go back out again tomorrow, not to this particular creek, but to another delayed harvest creek, one that should be more recently stocked, but we'll see how that goes. I may or may not do that. Time will tell. Alright guys, unfortunately that is going to do it for today. Only was able to put 2 fish in the net. Not what I was looking to do, not what I was trying to do, but that's just the way it worked out. Tried everything under the sun to try and get more fish, but didn't work out. These are picky fish that reside in this creek, especially after being here for almost a month. Just talking to a few fly fishermen. They were saying they did well, so might have to switch up my tactics the next time I come in and grab that fly rod, start casting around with that. But they were just not wanting anything to do with what I was throwing. I was able to get 2 on the Berkley power worm, 3-inch, in the natural like light brown color. But other than that, we didn't get nothing. A few little nibbles, but nothing of substance. So tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day, so given the chance that I do get out tomorrow, I should have a good bit more luck then, even though I'm not Irish by any means, I don't think. Maybe a little bit, I don't know. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, what little there was of it. All the gear I used, including those Berkley power worms, will be listed in the description below. We're almost at 800 subscribers, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And hopefully we can have some more good days of trout fishing in the future, because today did not work out. But part of being real on YouTube is you got to film everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. On that note, I will see you guys on the next episode of the Ville Outdoors.